Alright guys, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about the optimal diet for muscle growth and testosterone. So first of all guys, this is something that not a lot of people are actually talking about, but we are currently living in a testosterone crisis. Testosterone has dropped by 2.6% every year since 2000. That is absolutely shocking. And the free testosterone is now 30 to 50% less than it was in the 1950s. So it's clearly a huge issue going on there. Testosterone is really essential for everything. As you can see, this guy here has got low testosterone. He's suffering from low energy, mood swings, weight gain. Pretty much everything goes wrong when you don't have testosterone. So dieting is causing a massive part of this issue, and obviously without the correct diet you're not going to be able to build muscle growth. So in this video I'm just going to go over the optimal diet for you, which is going to increase your muscle growth, help you reach your gym goals, and also boost your testosterone, which is also obviously going to help you build muscle at the same time. So the first thing I want to talk about are xenoestrogens. So these are herbicides, pesticides, and plastics. So pesticides and herbicides are chemicals which are literally just sprayed all over our food, like wheat and soy fields, as well as fruit and vegetables. So this is really bad because these are estrogenic and literally they're just chemicals which are man-made. They're not healthy. They're made in a lab and they're just sprayed all over our food, which we're going to consume when we eat them. That's really going to mess up our hormones, and it's also just going to decrease our testosterone. So in order to avoid this, guys, I want you to look out for the word organic whenever you're buying anything. So organic meat and produce. Organic just means that they literally haven't used any of these substances like herbicides, pesticides. They haven't sprayed them on your food, and the food is just going to be healthy. Another thing which you want to look out for is animals that are given conventional diets. So today, a lot of animals aren't actually grass-fed. They're just kind of caged up, or well, not really, but they're fed soy and grain diets. These often contain a lot of funguses, herbicides, and pesticides in their food. So what's going to happen is this is going to store up in the animal fat, and then when you consume these animals, you're going to consume these estrogenic substances yourself. So it's really important to look out for the word organic, and also grass-fed, grass-finished meat. That isn't really a problem where I'm from in New Zealand, but in places like England and the US, that's a huge problem because a lot of the meat there, a lot of the cows and stuff like that, they're just fed literally just soy, grain, just conventional diets which aren't healthy for you. So you want to be looking out for that. Second thing, avoiding plastics. So food, especially meat, is often just wrapped in plastic packaging. This is really bad because plastic's pretty similar. The chemicals are just literally going to seep into your food, and this is just going to affect your hormones. It's going to lower your testosterone, and it's just going to affect your muscle growth. So you want to be able to avoid this where you can. I think in the UK they have companies like Able and Cole which don't use plastic, and you can buy chicken and meat from them which hasn't been wrapped in plastic, so that's good. But apart from that, just maybe you'd want to be swapping your drink bottle out for a stainless steel drink bottle and just stuff like that. You want to be avoiding plastic as much as you can. A lot of the times it's unavoidable, but where you can, it's best to avoid plastic because that's just going to lower your testosterone, which is going to decrease your ability to build muscle. Last one, this one here is non-negotiable, guys. Filtering drinking water. So I've included this one in this video, and I think that this is really essential and everyone should be doing this. This is non-negotiable, guys. It's filled with your tap water is filled with herbicides and pesticides. And it also contains a lot of other harmful chemicals. If you didn't know, fluoride and chloride aren't filtered out of the water filtration system. It's also got lead, E2, that's the birth control chemical, and just other harmful substances which you really want to be avoiding. So an effective way to do this is through a reverse osmosis water filter. So this one's absolutely necessary. That's really just going to filter out everything out of your water supply, or maybe 99% or so, but the water's going to be reversed back to its natural state if you use a reverse osmosis water filter. So I highly recommend that. Last one here is phytoestrogens. So we got flax, soy, wheat bran, and oats. Yeah, the saying soy boy exists for a reason, guys. You want to be avoiding these kind of foods. They're just filled with estrogen. They're going to tank your testosterone. So you want to be watching out for soy and oat milk. You should really just be drinking whole milk. Another thing to mention is you don't want to be drinking skim milk just because they take the fat out of it, but then they just pump it with sugar, which we'll get to in a second, but that directly lowers your testosterone and it also affects your muscle growth. So you want to be avoiding those kind of foods and you want to be minimizing bread intake where you can because wheat contains phytoestrogens and also a lot of wheat fields are sprayed with herbicides, which we just mentioned. So I mean, you don't have to go too overboard, but just try and minimize meat where you can. And yeah, so moving on to macronutrients. First of all, we'll talk about protein. Protein is absolutely essential for building muscle, and it's essential that you get it from the right sources. So your protein intake should be very high. Every single study has shown that low protein intake is just going to decrease your muscle growth and testosterone because you're not giving your body what it needs to repair and recover and build muscle. So that makes sense. Meat is a vital source of testosterone. I don't think you should be using plant-based diets. They're complementary to meat, yes, but if you're a vegan or a vegetarian, you're just missing out on a lot of essential nutrients and amino acids which are contained in meat sources. So that's something to mention there. You want to be eating as much meat as possible. Red meat is probably the best kind of meat. Also stuff like chicken and steak, stuff like that. Fish is also a really good source of meat where that's going to have a lot of amino acids in it. The plant-based diets, they don't completely lack these, but they just don't have them in the same amounts and it's just going to be less effective. So this lack of protein is also it's going to cause your body to increase a stress hormone called cortisol. And when cortisol increases, it's just literally going to decrease your testosterone straight away. So you don't want that. And it's going to look in your body tissue to extract amino acids, which is also something you don't want. So yeah, high cortisol leads to high stress as well, and it's going to reduce your muscle growth and testosterone. So overall, something to take from this is animal protein is superior to plant protein. It's got the nutrients and amino acids in it which you need, and you should be looking at an animal-based diet. Moving on to fats, a lot of people have the wrong idea about fats, but it actually is essential for your diet to have a good, healthy amount of fats. This is because it's been proven that low-fat diet will always lead to low testosterone. This is because high fat intake is going to increase your cholesterol, and this is literally what your body uses to create testosterone. So you don't want your cholesterol to be too high. That'll happen if you have too many processed foods, if you have too much sugar, stuff like that. However, healthy fats, stuff like salmon, avocado, nuts, and olive oil, for example, those are just really going to increase your cholesterol to a healthy level. Your body's going to use it. It's going to lead to increased testosterone. It's going to allow you to build more muscle, stuff like that. So eating lots of healthy fats is essential, guys. You want to be looking at saturated fats. So these have a massive increase in testosterone and muscle growth. So these are just come from sources like red meat, stuff I just mentioned, stuff like salmon, fish, chicken, avocado. Eggs are also a good one, and nuts are also good as well, guys. So you want to be optimizing your healthy fat levels to really improve your muscle growth ability. Yeah, so that's really going to be the optimal way for you to increase testosterone, increase your muscle growth, and get the most out of your diet. So the last one here kind of goes without saying, guys, but sugar and processed foods. You should be avoiding sugar as much as possible because this is just directly decreases testosterone. It also affects our blood levels and it acts as an insulin level. It kind of prevents your body from creating insulin, and insulin is essential because it drives nutrients into our muscles. And this is directly going to decrease the muscle growth and affect the muscle fibers. It's going to prevent them from breaking down and from creating muscle and recovering as effectively. So sugars are just a massive no-go if you want to optimize your diet and increase your testosterone. So effectively, you want to be avoiding all refined sugars as much as you can. There's a lot of natural sugars found in fruit, and that's fine. So you could be eating some sugar from fruit, and that's not really going to have a long-lasting effect. However, it's refined sugars from processed foods which are really going to affect you. So yeah, and I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.